everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we're going to do a special reading to celebrate that Nayeon is having her comeback, well, her solo comeback. And in this reading we're going to do a parent reading, so I know Nayeon likes children, and I was thinking that this reading could be good regardless if Nayeon ends up having children or not in the future. And assuming that she does have them, this is all like in good fun and entertainment. So let's see what could happen in that scenario if it were to happen, right? So I would like to introduce my positive potato. I went to a festival this weekend and I bought this positive potato. It's a crocheted potato plushie and it's very cute. It even has like sunglasses and this very cute hat. And the hat got dirty because, well, I fell and drink spilled on it, and now it's a dirty potato. But it looks kind of cool, so well, we're just gonna leave it there. And here we have the die that will tell us how many children Nayeon will end up getting. So this reading will have 4 different questions. In the description below, I will have the questions and timestamps in case you want to jump around different questions. But if not, let's start with the first one, which is to figure out what type of parent Nayeon will be. So let's see. What type of parent will Nayeon be? So we have a whale. What type of parent will Nayeon be? The 8 of Swords. The 7 of Pentacles. And we have the Queen of Swords and the Emperor. So what type of mother will Nayeon be like? We have whales have always talked about, for me, it symbolizes the energy of something big, like a very big change or a very big transformation that can have quite a big impact on not only an individual but like a group of people, like a whole community perhaps. And it is such a big change or such a drastic change that you can feel the ripples of that change like miles and miles away, or like months before it actually ends up happening. So with this whale, it makes me think that Nayeon will be the type of parent that will have either a very big impact on her children, or she will have a very big impact on other parents, like other mothers or other people within her community. Could be either easily or highly influenced by the fact that Nayeon is a mother. So maybe she will be some sort of role model, or she will experience motherhood in such a way that either she gives very good advice or she just enters this new community that will be influenced by her and either motivated or inspired somehow. Like, she could be the one getting inspiration from her own experiences or from the people that she meets through these experiences, and other people will also get highly either motivated or inspired with like whatever journey Nayeon had to go through during motherhood. Also with this whale, it makes me think of someone that is very wise and has a lot of experience. So this also tells me that she's a type of parent that will pass down a lot of knowledge to her children or to her child, depending on how many she ends up having. Let's just say children, just for short. But if we look at the other, like the tarot cards that came out, we have the 8 of Swords, the 7 of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the Emperor. So here we have very big figures here with the Queen of Swords and the Emperor. So there is this sense that she'll be the type of parent that will have a quite well balanced masculine and feminine energy. So she will be able to teach her children the importance of being patient with the 7 of Pentacles, waiting for their hard work to pay off, making sure that they also have eggs on different baskets so they don't rely or depend too much on one path or only on one opportunity, and it's kind of like venture out and try new things. With the Queen of Swords, it makes me feel that Nayeon will be a very strict parent, and by that I mean that her criticism might be a bit heavy, but it's very true. I don't know if she will have the compassion or the heart, or will have the eloquency to like soften the truths that she will speak to her children, or if she will just be very blunt with them, very straightforward. But whatever it is, she will be the type of parent that will keep her children informed. So if you know how there's times when kids ask a question and their parents just kind of dismiss those questions by oversimplifying situations or explanations. And I do feel that with Nayeon, that will not be the case. If one of her children has a question about it, like a serious matter, Nayeon will answer truthfully, and she will be very blunt and straightforward about the situation. Complete honesty. And I think it's of those things that she will do her best to explain it to her children, but she's not going to soften the reality that the kids are in. And by that, it will be very beneficial for the children, because even though they may not understand the magnitude or the weight that her words have, or that the situation is all about, the kids tend to have a very good idea when someone's lying to them, or when someone's not saying the full truth. So, kids are not stupid. Many of them are able to, it doesn't matter how young they are, they're able to tell when something's wrong. So I do feel that if her children ever ask her a question about a very serious situation, she will be very truthful, and her kids will definitely be very thankful about that in the future, because it will be all those things like, oh, now I understand what mother meant when she said this other, like, these things, right? It's like realizations will dawn upon them later on as they grow up, or they will have a better understanding of what she said or what she meant when they were young. And I think that will be something that will be very beneficial for the children, because they will understand the reality that they live in, good and bad. They will understand it. Now, with the Emperor, there is a sense that Nayeon will be a type of parent that she will take action when it's necessary. She will always keep an eye out for her children. She will be quite involved with what they do and who they talk to and all of those things. But she will not take action until she thinks it's necessary to take action, when it's necessary to step in. Number 4 in tarot is a very good number in the sense that it talks about stability, being grounded, and there is this sense of like safety and security, right? So this makes me think that Nayeon will be the type of parent that will do her utmost. She will do everything within her power to protect her children and take care of her children. And she will always keep an eye out on what they're doing, and she will stay as involved as possible with what her children are interested in, how they're spending their time, who they're spending their time with. And it's the type of thing that it could be something as simple as like when she's hanging out with her children, she's asking them, so how was your day? How like she's so involved that she will be able to remember the names of her kids' friends and be like, oh, so how is this kid doing? How are you doing? How are you feeling? You had this test, tell me about it. That kind of thing. Like, she will be involved. Or like, even if there's like whatever hobbies her children have, even if she's not interested in those hobbies, she will be involved enough to be able to keep up with the conversation and be able to keep up and understand what her kids are talking about, even if she herself doesn't share those hobbies with her children. So that involvement will make it easier to create such strong bonds between her and her children that will allow her children to feel safe with her, or to feel understood, or there will be this sense of trust that will allow for serious conversations to rise up if there ever comes the case, or like if her children are ever in trouble, Nayeon will be able to tell right away, because she's always keeping an eye out on them, even if she's not always with them, like 24/7, always there, being physically close to them. So let's say if she's traveling and working, that will make it so she's not physically with her children, right? So even if she's not like 24/7 every day, all the time of the year with her children, she will be involved enough that her children will not feel her absence. Now, with the 8 of Swords, this tells me that Nayeon will be a type of parent that could get quite stressed quite easily, but I don't think she will necessarily take it out on her children, but I do feel that her children will be able to sense when she's not okay, or when she's like on overdrive thinking constantly about a solution to a problem. So I do feel that Nayeon does get stressed quite easily, but I think one of the reasons is that Nayeon can see problems like a mile away. So if there's some challenge or difficulty that is rising, Nayeon is able to see it way before it actually happens, before the impact actually like hits her like head on. And because of that, I do feel that she gets stressed quite easily, because sometimes she can see how small habits or small situations can become into like these bigger issues, and that could be something that could be a bit overwhelming for her, because she is already panicking about something that hasn't fully manifested, or hasn't fully, like, she doesn't have enough information to think of a solution. And I'm saying that because I'm combining it to this whole whale energy of like having this wisdom and this knowledge. So her past experiences will help her see the signs of how something could go wrong in the future. And in that sense, it could help her prepare in the present moment for such problems. So in other words, Nayeon is a type of mother that will be very involved with her children, will teach her the importance of patience and seeking different options or different opportunities. She will stress a lot because she really, really cares and she wants to make everything work out. But not only that, she's also very good at just seeing things that happen before they actually happen. Like, she's able to predict patterns. And she's going to be very truthful and sincere to her children, which will help create a very strong foundation of understanding for them. And also, since she has a lot of knowledge, she will be able to kind of pass down that information to her children as well. So she's that type of parent. Okay, so before we go to the second question, let's roll the die to figure out how many children will Nayeon have. Wait, so how many children will Nayeon have in the future if she were to have children? So we have 2. She will probably have 2 children, which I mean is pretty normal. But let's go on to the second question, which is, how will her kids see her? So how will Nayeon's children see her? Like, what will they think of her? Or what will be their opinion of Nayeon as their mother? So the first card that fell is Faith. Okay. The 10 of Wands reverse, and I want one more card. Or, well, two is fine. I can handle 2 cards. So, the way that Nayeon's children see her is the card of Faith, the 10 of Wands reverse, the 4 of Swords reverse, and the King of Pentacles. So they see Nayeon as the breadwinner, the moneymaker. With the Faith, I do feel that her children really, really trust her with not only the connection and the bond that they have with each other, but also Nayeon's ability to keep the family connected. And I think this is like her family unit in the sense of like her very, very close knit family. Is it her nuclear family? I think that's what that's called. But also like the extended family. So like that will include grandparents, that will include like friends, like very, very close friends, and like the community that Nayeon is part of. Her kids will really admire Nayeon's ability to keep those connections and have a good network of community. So there's like a very tight circle of people that she trusts, and then there's this bigger circle of people that she can rely on, and then even a bigger circle of people that she could reach out to if she ever needs help. So this Faith card, because I'm saying because of the beats, this makes me think of like okay, the first time I got the Prism Oracle, which is this deck, I remember the first time I saw this card, I saw the symbolism, and it kind of looked like a top-down view of like stick figures holding hands, and it's creating like this circle. But also, so I'm saying that because I think it's funny how that image just came back to me, like, can I say many years later? I don't know when I bought this deck, but it's been a while. Also, this makes me think of like beads, and that also made me think of like prayer beads of sorts. So her children will trust Nayeon a lot. They have faith that she will be able to accomplish everything it is that she desires and that she wants, that she will have a very balanced life, and that she is very good at keeping people connected, united, and that she is able to maintain very healthy bonds with the people that she cares about. Of course, that will include her children. So I do feel her children will really admire this aspect of her dedication, the social part of her, and this understanding of other people that will solidify the bonds that she has with them. Also, the 10 of Wands reverse could mean that her children see Nayeon as someone that has a lot of responsibilities, but she doesn't feel weighted down or burdened, even if she has a lot to do. Of course, there's times that she just takes on too much at once, because the Four of Swords reverse makes me think that her children see her as someone that just doesn't rest, someone that's always busy, always doing something. And I do feel that her children will probably want her to rest. And I do feel that they really see the career orientated part of Nayeon because of this King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles talks about someone that is very established in their career. Their finances are doing awesome. They're able to provide for not only themselves but the people that they care about. Also someone that is very knowledgeable, not only in their field of expertise, but also their career is doing so well that they have had many experiences to kind of be the evidence or the backup to prove that they're meant to be at the top of their field. So this tells me that Nayeon will continue working even if she has kids, and her kids will really either admire how much time and effort she put in her career, or will really know, like, they will not take for granted the effort that Nayeon will put in creating a balanced life for herself. This 10 of Wands makes me think, because usually upright it talks about someone that's taking on a lot of responsibilities, and with it reverse I do feel that her children will see that the amount of energy and time and attention that it takes to be able to balance all of the things that she has to do and all of the responsibilities that she bears on her own. So if anything, this Four of Swords reverses tells me that her children will wish for her to rest more. But if not, they do trust her judgment. So they trust that even if she's doing a lot of things at once, that she will be able to power through all of that and still maintain very healthy connections with the people that she cares about. Of course, her children will be included in that. If anything, the other thing that I'm going to say is that the King of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. So that makes me think of someone that is very hardworking and they have very big goals in life, very ambitious people. And I do feel that her children will see this very ambitious side of Nayeon and they will really admire it and even encourage for her to continue chasing after her dreams. You know what I'm also getting with the Faith card? It seeing that it's a circle, it made me think of that cycle of design of you plan it out, you put it into practice or you test it out, then you readjust it and try again. I forgot what all the steps were, but the point is that her children will also see Nayeon as someone that is able to problem solve very quickly and very easily, because if something doesn't work out, instead of giving up, she just figures out a different method that can work. So that could be one of the ways that Nayeon was able to create a schedule that allowed her to have this routine, very balanced routine between her career and her family. Now let's go on to the third question, which is, what type of children will Nayeon end up getting? So we have Mars. I want one more card since she has two children that popped up. We have Mars and Jupiter. So far the children that she will have will be, with Mars, very action-oriented children, and with Jupiter, also kids with very big ideas, or kids that are very lucky, people that have this very big vision. One of them with the Mars energy could be super athletic, someone that loves to take action, loves to get things done, someone that loves to explore, someone that can be quite confrontational. So this kid will probably be one that loves to argue, or a kid that can't hold their tongue. So if they get angry or if someone says something, they spit that venom right back. So or if someone says something that they don't like, they will be very straightforward and say exactly what they think in the most blunt way possible. And it's kind of it's like they're spitting out swords almost. So what they say, they have a sharp tongue. That's what I'm getting. What they say, it hits, it lands. Now with a Jupiter child, I do feel that Nayeon will also have one kid that has very big ideas. They're very creative, very ambitious, very, very lucky as well. And also this kid will be a bit of a visionary. So they will have these very, very big ideas that will take them a lot of work and understanding to be able to bring down into something tangible. So either a different way of thinking, maybe a different way of doing things, a different method, a different solution. It's I do feel that she will have a kid that will want to kind of change the world in the most optimistic way possible. So yeah, if you want to see this, one child will be kind of either super energetic, they have to stay busy doing something, and maybe they're quite hot tempered. And then another child will be a little bit more dreamy, a little bit more super optimistic, super happy, but also someone that loves to indulge in a lot of things. So they're like, all their actions are quite grandiose was the word that came up, so they're very big and exaggerated as well. But let's get a little bit more details. So what type of children will Nayeon end up getting? So we have Dahlia, refinement, which is an air element, and we have the sign of Scorpio here. And let's get details about the second child. And we have black mulberry with a keyword wholeness. This is a water element, and the sign that we have here is Aquarius. So remember how one of the things I wanted to mention with this Jupiter energy is that this second child will, when I mean second child, I don't mean that it will be the second child that Nayeon has. It's just the second child or the second energy that presented itself in this reading. So yeah. Anyway, so this Jupiter energy made me think that whoever this kid will be quite revolutionary. So either they have a very unique way of thinking, or they want to change people's minds or change their way of acting or doing things. And this wholeness, or like the Aquarius energy in this black mulberry, made me think that she will have a kid that will bring a lot of people together and will want to change their way of thinking or their way of living their life. The Aquarius energy makes me think of someone that's quite humanitarian. So there's this sense of like the second kid will have a lot of good luck or a lot of abundance that they would like to share with other people, and that's the humanitarian side of them. But also I do feel that this kid will have such a innovative way of thinking, a very unique way of living life, of viewing it, of going about doing their business, that I do feel they will like to share that knowledge and influence other people into trying new things or thinking outside the box or taking risks, because Aquarius energy can be quite rebellious. So I do feel that in this case, Nayeon will end up having a kid that will want to change the world for the better. Right. Again, this kid will be super optimistic. So if they see something doesn't work out, they will want to encourage other people to change their way of doing things so they can live their best life. Now, this first child with this Mars energy, we have refinement. This makes me think that this, also with the Scorpio energy, Mars is the ruler of Scorpio in traditional astrology and of Aries. So this makes me think that one of Nayeon's children is going to be super intense, will love either extreme sports, or they will be very athletic, or they will love to explore the world and like go around and just experience everything life has to offer. This refinement card makes me think that this kid could be quite a perfectionist, or they are quite elegant or eloquent as well. So this kid, even if they tell someone off and like they're criticizing someone, people will know that this person, this kid is very, like, Queen of Swords, they say they're very blunt, very straightforward, and they don't hesitate to say the truth and say what they think. They are not scared of speaking up. I mean, and Nayeon is someone like that, so you can tell that this kid will get that part of Nayeon since she got the Queen of Swords. But with the refinement card, it makes me think that this kid could be quite diplomatic or very eloquent. So they will have the right words to say exactly what they think with the exact tone and, I guess, intention set in. But they will have such a way with words that either they're very charming or people will not feel offended even though they just got told off entirely, right? So I do feel that this kid could be very good for communication or media. Or if this kid does sports, it could be a very artsy sport. So it could be dance, gymnastic, what else? Maybe something that like combines rhythm and something athletic, something sporty. a sport that of course they have to move around and be athletic and train for, but also that has like this artsy creative aspect to it as well. So yeah. Or like for example, if they're in the arts, they're in a very competitive environment. So for example, if the kid does ballet or something, it's very elegant, it's very like fancy, but they probably get into the competitive aspect of this art or something along those lines. Now, let's go on to the last question, which is what lessons will Nayeon learn from being a mother? So let's take out the cards. What lessons will Nayeon learn from being a mother? So we have 3 cards: peace, reverse, a leg up, and round and round. So right away with the peace card, I'm getting that the first thing that that Nayeon learned was to take a break, to not rush things, to not run into doing things. Also, the sense of like being patient with herself if she doesn't get it right in the first try. I think Nayeon is quite a perfectionist herself since she's a sun in Virgo. And this makes me think that she could be quite hard on herself if, while she's going through her life, things don't work out. You know what it makes me think? It kind of made me think of like a child that is barely learning how to walk and they fall over and over and over because their body doesn't have the coordination to be able to walk right away. And because of that, those little things, or just seeing the growth of her own children, will be a bit of a mirror, or will reflect to Nayeon this whole idea of there's nothing wrong with making mistakes, and there's a very high chance that when you try something for the first time it doesn't work out, but that doesn't mean that you can't like end up in being like doing great things in life, right? So I do feel that as Nayeon is seeing her children grow up, so with this peace card reverse, as she's seeing them grow up, she's realizing the beauty of the journey itself, of just messing up and learning from it and just experiencing life and just growing day by day with every single challenge that you encounter as you move forward. Something along those lines. And also with a leg up, it made me think of one of the other things that Nayeon... Oh my god, why did I keep saying that? One of the other things that Nayeon learned with this a leg up, it makes me think the whole idea of there's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's is not a weakness to ask for help. And I think that this could have been... There could have been 2 reasons why she learned this. One, helping her children out as they're growing up made her realize that it is natural to be there for each other. And the other thing is that as she was taking care of her children, her community, her network, her family, her close friends were all a safety net for her during the hardships of being a mother. So, taking care of children is something that having like a strong foundation or having a strong support system can make easier, because it is like, for example, having her own mother could definitely help her get the knowledge of how to take care of her children, because her mother already went through that experience through having Nayeon, right? So something as simple as that could have shown Nayeon or taught her the importance of having a strong community, and that there's nothing wrong with asking for help, and that getting help is just I'm getting a 2-way street. Like, her asking for help is a way of helping herself already, or something along those lines. I'm not too sure how to translate this feeling of like asking for help doesn't mean that this person is gonna like solve all her problems. It's just a guiding light for her. She still has to do the work. So in that sense, it's like she may not feel as guilty asking for help, because she realizes that just communicating her, that she lacks the experience or the knowledge in a topic doesn't mean that she is doing something wrong. It's just part of growing as a person. And the other card that we have right here is round and round. The imagery here makes me think that the other lesson that Nayeon learned from being a mother is that like karma exists. So this whole idea of like cause and effect as well. So there's this sense of like when she helps someone out, that person could end up helping her in the future as well. Or like there's this sense of like even the smallest of actions can have the very big impact at the end of the day. There is a sense, like good or bad, whatever it is, like the time and effort that you put into something will work up to something else. So if she's learning something or if she's doing something, like the little habits or the little changes that she does in life will eventually like build up into something greater or something bigger. There is a sense of like creating a good routine or creating a good foundation, even if it took many years or many days or a very long time. At the end of the day, it will be worth it, or like it will pay off. So one of the things that she may have learned from, seeing her children growing up is that maybe those times that she had to tell her children off, or those times that she had to, tell them what's right and what's wrong, and creating like a routine for them, she will notice how in the long run it did help them create a very strong foundation for themselves, that they were able to get all the tools necessary to go on with life and experience their own journeys in their own life, whatever unique path they end up taking, but they will be ready because of the little things that they learned or the knowledge that they gathered by just being raised by Nayeon, if that makes sense. But let's take out the clarifiers for each card. So clarifies peace reverse. We have isolation. Clarify a leg up. We have abundance. Hold on, let me pull this card up. So for a leg up, we have abundance and hunger. And clarify round and round. We have mystery. So you know what so with a round and round, it makes me think of karma, of course, but with a mystery card, it also makes me think that one of the things that Nayeon would learn from, being a parent is the whole idea that also going along those lines of, teaching her kids everything that she could teach them and giving them all the experiences that will create a strong foundation for them to have the tools necessary for whatever unique path they end up taking. The mystery card also makes me think that there is a sense of like, even if she gives everything to these children, at the end of the day, whatever they take away from what she taught them and how she raised them, it's really up to them. So even if she does her best to give her kids all of the things necessary to live the best life, at the end of the day, her kids will make their own decisions, and good or bad, at some point she will have to kind of like learn the idea of like letting go. And it's like now they're old enough to make their own decisions. They're old enough to pay the consequences to their actions, good or bad, get the rewards for their hard work, or, be punished for, whatever it is that they do wrong. So this mystery card just makes me think that she will kind of start noticing like the cycles of life and how things just kind of come around. So like good or bad, it kind of comes back to you. So again, the whole idea of karma. So this round and round in mystery just makes me think that Nayeon will learn how the cycles work, or she will learn how to take a step back and allow her own children to go on their own journey and do their own thing. So in this case, she would just learn that life is what it is. Things just kind of happen, and she doesn't have control over everything. And I think that will be it will be a relief to her to finally kind of comprehend that she doesn't have to be too hard on herself if things don't work out, or to not be too stressed if things don't work out the way that she was planning them, because there's like this greater force of just cause and effect. A lot of things that will be outside of her control. Now, with the peace card reversed, the clarifier is isolation. So this makes me think that she will really, after being a parent, she will really value, enjoy, and cherish the times when she's on her own and able to kind of detach herself from a situation or from any distractions. I do feel that she will have this huge sigh of relief when she finally gets a bit of time to rest from her children. And I'm not saying this because like she didn't want her children or anything, but I do feel that a lot of parents go through this moment where they're so focused on taking care of these young lives that they start forgetting themselves and they don't prioritize themselves anymore. So I do feel that Nayeon will learn how to have that balance and will also learn to really appreciate her breaks. So instead of putting even more work and more responsibilities when she has like a space for it, she will start adding this routine of creating a space for her alone time, for times where she can just reflect, for times where she can detach from the things that have to be done, and for times for herself, so like that she can prioritize herself and look out for herself. So that's one of the things that she will learn. And now the cards are clarifying a leg up is abundance and hunger. This makes me think that Nayeon will also learn from parenthood how like the benefits of working with other people and having a strong community. The hunger card makes me think of like someone that's lacking something or someone that is very ambitious and they want more of something. And the abundance card makes me think of someone that is fulfilled and satisfied. So if you combine both of these cards and a leg up, it makes me think that Nayeon will learn how to balance her idea of lack. So when she feels that there's not enough of something, may it be material, may it be emotional, or may it be like a self-esteem type of thing, so confidence, she will also learn that by surrounding herself by very helpful people or surrounding herself by people that she loves and cares about can help her during these times that she feels like she's lacking. So I'm getting like a combination of the Six of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles talks about someone that feels like they've been kicked out into the cold and left to survive under their own devices, left to do everything on their own. And there's this sense of like they lack a good support system, or they lack money, or they lack material possessions, right? And then the Abundance card makes me think of the Six of Pentacles that talks about someone that is, to me, it talks about having an equal give and take relationship, which definitely fits with Nayeon, this whole idea of like, I scratch your back and you scratch my back, the whole idea. But also, the Six of Pentacles talks about someone that gains fortune out of nowhere, because there's a helping hand giving like money, like giving these pentacles away, which is supposed to be like career, money, or material possessions, maybe even health. So again, this makes me think the whole idea that the thing that Nayeon will learn as well is to rely on her support system, to rely on her family, her close friends, and her community. Because when there's times that she lacks something, maybe experience, maybe knowledge, maybe the understanding of something, or maybe actual like, maybe she lacks time, maybe she lacks money or material possessions. Like whenever she feels like she's lacking something, her community and asking for help is not a sign of weakness. Yeah, like she may feel vulnerable asking for help, but there's nothing wrong with that. If anything, there's a lot of abundance and a lot of good fortune that comes with having a healthy environment and a healthy community. So it makes me think of those things of like, when you're in a relationship of any sort, in order to strengthen that relationship, you have to be vulnerable with that person so that they feel comfortable enough to be vulnerable with you. And because of that, I do feel that Nayeon is going to learn the value of asking for help. It's not a sign of weakness. It is not and also getting that help does not mean that all her problems will be solved. Asking for help is just guidance, or it's just like a helping hand. Is not living the life for her as much as it is just supporting her during like a challenge or obstacle that she may encounter. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This reading does not surprise me in some of the stuff that we got. Like when I saw the Queen of Swords, I was like, I am not surprised that Nayeon got like a card that talks about someone that has a very sharp tongue, and their criticism can be quite hurtful, even though it's very truthful. And I find it funny how she has a child that will have that same trait as her, that will be very blunt, very straightforward. And I do feel that this kid will naturally have that in them, but also the environment that kid will grow up with, in this case having Nayeon as the example of how to use that energy, will also influence this kid to be just like her and be very blunt and straightforward. And I thought that was very nice. I do feel with like how Nayeon's children will see her, that Nayeon will continue working and will have this very strong balance between her family and her work. So I do feel that her children will never feel like they were abandoned. They will not feel like Nayeon was not there for them. If anything, they will just be very grateful that she was the example of hard work, but also the example of having a balanced lifestyle. I do feel that also her children will really value or admire Nayeon's ability to have a good network, which we saw that Nayeon will learn a lot from her community and the strength in relying on other people. And I do feel her children will really value that because, again, this community that Nayeon is reaching out to will also be the environment and the examples that her children will get from interacting with these people. But yeah, I will leave this here. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading or find it entertaining. Thank you so much for all the love and support you have shown me. Now I'm gonna put all this stuff away and just wait for Nayeon's video to come out because it's coming out in a couple minutes. So yay for that. Once again, I hope you guys like this reading. I'll see you guys on the next one, whenever that is, however that is. Love and healing from my part to you. And